Anay Ghosh has the perfect life. His career is booming, he has a new apartment, and he has reconnected with his boyhood crush, who is now the love of his life. When it seems like nothing can go wrong with his charmed life, he is faced with a terrifying reality. There's an evil shadow cast on his life of a man whom everyone else can see but him. Hi, my name is Abish Mathew, and I'm reading What the Eyes Don't See by Neil De Silva on Wattpad. When he reached outside, he was stopped by a peon in a blue company uniform. He had an empty tray in his hand and came up to Anay full of purpose. "Is the meeting over, Anay sir?" he asked. Anay nodded. "You look happy, sir. Good news." "Yes, Sudhir, the deal is ours. Wait for Salil sir to announce a party." The peon cracked a smile. "Well, that's nice. Let me clean up the conference room. Next time I will arrange a bigger conference room so that all 5 of you can sit comfortably." Anay grunted in assent. And then that word got his attention. 5? There were only 4 of us. The peon frowned. He thought a bit and then shook his head. "Why are you joking, sir? I saw 5 of you. 2 suits from that cat company. Salil sir, you, and that man standing behind you." "Man standing behind me?" There was no one standing behind me. The peon laughed. "Nice joke, sir. Then whom did I bring the 5th tea for? A ghost?" Anay woke up sweating and gasping. He could not stay in that bedroom. It was beginning to choke him. Kautik was right about the loneliness. He went to the balcony and stood there, smoking, gazing at the languorous waves of the sea in the distance. It was 3:30 in the morning. He had no courage to go back to that empty and dark bedroom. At least in the balcony, he could see the outside world, even though there was not a soul on the streets. It lent him a measure of comfort. His mind raced to the things that were tormenting him. The only thing he could think of was the invisible man who was stalking him. He shut his eyes and tried all he could to visualize that man. Has he seen anyone like that? Curly hair, glasses. It wasn't a very unique description. Of course, on the streets out there were thousands of such men. But try as he might, he could not think of ever having interacted with any such man in person. There was another angle that he could pursue. What could be the motive of such a thing? Perhaps it was all a huge conspiracy. That was his first thought. Maybe they were all in it. The lift operator, the waiter, the dubbing studio assistant, even the peon, Sudhir. They were all in cahoots and playing some trick on him. That seemed to be the only logical explanation. But why would anyone go to that extent? Was he such an important person that someone might hatch such a plot against him? It was his fault too. He had not been active in his investigation yet. He didn't go back to the dubbing studio to check if there was someone else, or check the camera in the conference room that day. Perhaps he didn't have the courage to check for some reason. But the answer could emerge if he just made a small effort. So that was what he resolved to do. He was a fighter. The next time anyone told him there was an invisible man near him, he would grab them by the neck and ask them more questions. The man left the house, and at that moment, the door slammed shut with a deafening noise. Anay looked at it, speechless. He knew instantly that there was something behind that slamming. It hadn't happened because of any natural reason. Then, his fears were confirmed. Standing by the door, he saw a hazy, misty figure. A figure looming large over him. Its bright blue eyes, the only thing clear and visible. Then it disappeared, but left behind in its wake an unbearable sound of faint chuckle. Anay screamed out loud, "Are you happy with how you're screwing my life?" His words echoed in an empty apartment. But Anay knew someone had heard, for the laughing still continued in his ears.